Hello, Johnny Heller here with another For the Hell of It. This one written August 19th, 2022. Sorry I haven't done anything in a while. I had a death in the family, so I'm not been myself of late, but I'm trying to come back. And here we go. This For the Hell of It is on visiting New York City for a bunch of events in 2023. New York City in late March of 2023? You bet. Let me begin by saying I am not 100% certain about the dates or times of the events I'm about to share with you. I'm trying to give you a heads up on stuff so you can make some plans, or plan to make some plans as soon as you hear more from people much smarter than me. The list is extraordinarily long. I'm also going to share some New York City history and try to give you a feel for New York City, even though a great deal of what I'm going to reveal is utter balderdash and complete flummery. Why come to New York City in March 2023? 1. APAC. I have been informed by knowledgeable sources that APAC is going to be on March 27th and the Audies on March 28th. This may cause you to say, wonderful, I am so excited. What are those things? APAC is the Audio Publishers Association Conference. The Audies are the association's Audiobook Awards ceremony. APAC is a wonderful opportunity for the narrators to meet the publishers and vice versa. The day is divided into 2 tracks, a narrator track and a publisher track, and you can attend any and all sessions. Now, it starts with a keynote speech from someone that you've been dying to see or never heard of. In any event, I have never shown up in time to see a keynote speech in any APAC I've ever attended. After the keynote, the day is wonderfully and cleverly scheduled by hard-working staff at the secret APA headquarters, probably in an unused garage in Belgium. Everything is clearly marked on a handy schedule, making it possible for me to avoid attending any panels at all, while allowing me plenty of time to beat the lunch line. These days, the conference seems aimed toward newer narrators. Still, you can learn a great deal, especially if you don't know anything to start with. I mean this, and from my heart, you should go to this conference. No matter your experience level, there is a lot to gain. The most wonderful thing of all is meeting your fellow narrators and meeting the talented folks who cast the books. They are there. Go meet them. This is a day to schmooze and meet and greet and make contacts. This is a worthwhile event, and you should go to it and meet people. There is generally a welcome mixer the night before, which is a must attend. I might even rejoin the APA just to go, although I'm not sure if APA membership is required to attend that soiree. A bit of history. APAC was held in New York City forever because it coincided with the Book Expo, and both were at the Javits Center, which is in New York City, and it was perfect. Publishers were in town to meet authors and buy books. Everybody in the book business was here, so narrators who need books to narrate and avoid those long, quiet moments in the studio flocked to New York City to meet everyone, and the APA decided to have a shindig, and it just worked out. Now, the Book Expo is a thing of the past, but this event lives on, and I hope it always will. Number 2, the Audies. This is the big ticket event of the year. It's the grand dame of audiobook award ceremonies, the one that started it all and the one that everyone looks forward to. First, it's great to dress up in gowns and tuxedos, or both if you have them, get all gussied up and pretend to be Cary Grant until it gets late, and then you can be Ray Milland. Go look up my references and come back when you're done. Yes, cocktails are served. I will say that the APA really does a marvelous job with these awards. They have been getting some top-notch talent to MC, and it seems like they try to make sure a number of movie and TV stars get nominated. The night used to be very long, and everyone got a chance to speak. Now the nominees are listed, the winner announced, the applause follows, and we move on to the next category. I think the best male and best female narrator get to say a few words, but they've done a great job of streamlining the ceremony, so it's really a nice night. I know there are some complaints about the Audies, because we've all trained at the Yelp school of idiotic whinging and simply cannot stop ourselves, and admittedly some categories have been paired when they should remain separate. So biography and history are one, which can limit the number of nominees, and people don't like it when movie stars seem to get an automatic nomination, but say what you will, it's a damn fine time. There are 2 big events that we know will happen, but what else is in store for you? 3. The Johnny Heller Splendiferous Narrator Workshop. This event started in 2015, and it's not the place to meet publishers. It is designed to give narrators of all levels opportunities to up their game and hone their craft. In 2023, we are looking at March 28th, and we hope to use our usual space at Baruch College at Lexington and 25th. I'm waiting to hear back from them. Last year, we did this event over Zoom, and it was wonderful, but to be honest, I so look forward to seeing you again in person. We have panel discussions, Q&As. We do a lottery to have some actors read with top coaches. You get breakfast and lunch, and tons of advice and knowledge are bandied about, and a whole cargo ship of narrator community love is shared. Because this is my event, you can tell by the clever name, I don't want to brag, but I must admit it has been a highlight for many narrators. You can pretty much count on Scott Brick, Simon Vance, Hillary Huber, Paul Rubin, Sean Pratt, and more. We work to organize panels that match the narrator's needs, and for certain sure we will get you out in time to get all fancied up for the Audies, which are that night. We may even end at 4:30 so you can rest up. We may even do it on Sunday. I wrote that, but I don't think I'm going to do it on Sunday because I'm going to be at VO Atlanta before this, so it's going to be a tight week. Some of what I'm saying to you is off the cuff and not in the actual for the hell of it you'll read on my website, johnnyheller.com. Another clever name if you ask me. Okay, number 4, the Naughties. This is the party before, during, and after the awards ceremony. This will take place on Tuesday night, March 28th, 2023, a very, very busy day. First, to quell controversy, I have been asked not to use the name Naughties in connection with the similarly named awards ceremony. Jeffrey Kafer, Melissa Exelberth, and I started this party in 2013, and it's always been called the Naughties. Always. And we decided that since so many narrators were in town, and not all of them were attending the awards ceremony, note how I avoid using the official name so as not to suggest any connection, it would be nice to have a place to gather. As a fellow who just so happens to know a number of swell gin mills, I found a bar that was happy to have a murder of narrators, and a pride of us came. Since there was no real after-party for the awards crowd, they came to our bar afterwards, and the boatload swelled to a cruise boatload. The last few years, we've been well hosted at Connolly's Bar on 45th off Broadway. Actually, off between Broadway and 6th. Everyone can come in casual wear around 7:30 or so. Great food, great drinks. Connolly's is an excellent place. It really is. So you can eat and drink and mingle. Now later, after the awards ceremony is over, the tuxedo and gown crowd joins us and we party till the wee hours. You don't have to spend a thing. Time for some FAQs, frequently asked questions. Is it crowded? Yes. 2, crowds aren't good for our voices. Is there something you can do? Not me, but you can just not talk if you like. It's a bar filled with happy actors and engineers and publishers and producers and sales teams and their partners, and you get it. It's a party. 3, how much do we pay to get in? Nothing. You only spend on whatever you eat or drink or buy for me. 4, how do you, me, make money? I do not make a dime on this. Even though we bring in more than 100 people every single year, Connolly's gives no loot to me. Neither do you. Jeff or Melissa, none of us make anything, nor do we ask for anything. This is a chance to do a good thing and provide a place for everyone to be together, and that's all we ever wanted, and that's all it is. This is a seriously fun event, and I'm delighted to announce that I've already reserved our space at Connolly's. And as for the APA not wanting to be connected, that's fine. I totally understand. It's not a problem. Every single member of the APA is most cordially invited to join us, and if they do, their presence in no way suggests an acknowledgement of or an association with the aforementioned shindig. And let me make it even clearer. This event is not sponsored by or associated with the APA in any way at all. It's simply a party space that I have arranged so we can all gather to have fun together. No other point, purpose, or intention. We're going to meet in a bar. Now, sometimes I go to the award ceremony myself, and I show up late to my own party, and that's fine. 5, the Business of Audiobooks Workshop with Scott Brick and Johnny Heller. Wednesday, March 29th. This date is not certain. Yep, the dreaded day after. We party all night, so I don't know if we can do this. This workshop is geared to help the narrator with the business of the business. We talk taxes, work plans, workflow, better habits, marketing, and so much more. Scott and I bring in industry experts in dozens of areas and let them tell you what you need to know. This is a must-attend, no matter how hungover you are, or I am. A highlight of the day is the live panel of mostly lively audiobook casting producers. We gather together producers from Penguin Random House, Dreamscape, Podium, Oasis, Blackstone, Macmillan, and many more, and you get to ask them questions. And many have been known to answer. Now, while there is a perfectly sane argument to be made that we are insane to hold this event the day after the party and the awards, we do need to act fast while everyone is still in town. It's possible we might do this one day later. It's more likely that we start it later in the day. We'll keep you apprised, but if we do this, you should attend it. 6. The SAG-AFTRA Welcome Party. Monday, March 27th, I'm guessing 7 p.m. This is a cocktail party sponsored by the SAG-AFTRA Union, which is the audiobook union of that handles all our contracts. And it's a swell time, and I've been tasked with finding the right gin mill to host a boatload of actors, so I'll get back to you guys with details. I don't have one yet. 7. The APA cocktail reception. I have no details on this yet, but the APA generally throws a wonderful welcome party the evening before APAC, so I'm assuming it will happen again. Details can be found on this sort of thing on the APA website under their events tab, so go there to find out more. And now, some notes on New York City, so you'll have a swell time while you're here. Now, New York is divided into geographic areas and districts. The important districts for your visits are these. 1. Times Square. This is where Broadway Theater is. It features hundreds of average restaurants with high restaurant prices. It also features many average hotels with high hotel prices. It is the center of a number of subway lines, and you can get anywhere from here pretty easily. This is where the APAC Audi's parties will be. It's a busy, thriving area filled with people rushing to and fro, most in a hurry for absolutely no reason. Hint. Everyone in New York City is in a hurry, always, even if they aren't doing a thing. They are doing it in a hurry. Don't stand in the middle of the sidewalk and stare at your phone, because you will get run into by New Yorkers and tourists mimicking New Yorkers. They will also be staring at their phones, but unlike you, they won't be standing in the middle of the sidewalk. Just pretend that you're in your car and pull over to do phone stuff. 2. Upper West Side, Central Park. You will want to wander this way to attend the giant SAG-AFTRA meeting, assuming that happens. You will want to wander this way because you simply must stroll through Central Park. And you can also stroll through Riverside Park, which meanders along the Hudson River. Both are wonderful, but you have a better chance of being hit by a bike in Riverside Park. In Central Park, you'll be hit by a horse-drawn carriage. 3. Wall Street. This is a fascinating area, filled with financial institutions as well as the oldest buildings in the city. This area is chock full of historical sites and settings, and there are maps everywhere. Note that Manhattan is an island, a fact not known to a single person who lives here, and it's shaped in a way that lets you wander from the east side to the west side in 20 minutes or 3, depending on where you are. Down here, the lower part of the island is the shortest distance between the two sides. We have the seaport, a tourist trap like no other. We have Castle Clinton, no relation, and the Statue of Liberty in the very near distance. I suggest you take the Staten Island Ferry, which is free, from the tip of Staten Island. Fix that. You take the Staten Island Ferry from the tip of the island, Manhattan Island, to Staten Island, and then you return on the next ferry going back. And while ferrying, you can drink a beer, because you can buy beers right there, and you can go right past the Statue of Liberty, so you can see it without actually having to go to it. 4. Upper East Side, Lower East Side. Both of these areas, as one can easily guess, are on the east side of the island. Here's the difference. The Upper East Side is where Thurston Howell and his wife would live. The Lower East Side is where Gilligan would live. Apartments are not currently affordable by either one. There are many other districts, areas, and sections to visit, like Chelsea, Chinatown, Little Italy, Koreatown, Greenwich Village, Soho, NoHo, and Hoso NoHo. What have we here? And there's the Bowery, Alphabet City, lots of places, and then we add in Brooklyn or Queens, and there simply isn't time to see it all. The main things you must do include museum visits, theater, amazing food, and of course, no visit to the Big Apple is complete without making sure you buy some weed in the local weed store, or from the local weed truck, the local passerby, or from the nearest vape shop. Weed is now legal here, and we've replaced the odious smell of cigars and unwashed oiks with the sickly, sweet scent of dope. Is that an improvement? It all depends on your perspective, which will likely change once you've tried the weed or gotten a contact high strolling through Soho. 2 notes. 1. Beware of wheeled vehicles. Everybody seems to be on wheeled things: scooters, skates, bikes, mini bikes, and more. Most are motorized, and none of them, none, pay any attention to the rules of the road or of the sidewalks. Ho, ho, ho. 2. New York is easy to navigate. Streets are named or numbered, and they pretty much run along an easy-to-follow grid setup. Downtown, however, the streets make no sense at all. New York was settled by the Dutch originally, and they apparently did their designs while high on weed the Indians gave them. You could and should get a free subway map or use your app. It's confusing, but you can't get too lost because you can always ask the native New Yorkers for help. And in spite of what you may have heard about them, they will happily tell you exactly where the fuck to go.